NCAA college basketball has been announced coming out next year. Talked about this a while ago, a few weeks ago actually, probably a few months ago when we were discussing NCAA college football and the video game with that, which I'm excited for the new basketball game. That's been something I've been looking forward to since we talked about that video and with these announcements the past few weeks. So I'm going to give you about 5 or 6 games I think should be remastered, revamped, remade, and things that would, I think, draw in an audience at this point in time. Number 1, and this is one where I'm going, hopefully they would make it, but I can see why not. MLB Slugfest. If you've never played this game before, it was on the original Xbox. Unreal game. It gave a larger than life picture of the MLB, where it made the MLB exciting, which is not much you can say nowadays. I know I wear a lot of MLB hats. I love the MLB, but there's not much drive and excitement out there nowadays. In MLB Slugfest, you could charge the mound whenever. It made you use different characters. It gave you home runs would be blasted out of the park with fireworks and fire. You could hit one to second base and shortstop and it would hit the guy in the head, knock him out, and you could keep running around the bases. It was awesome. At one point in time, there was a team on there just full of midget clowns for some reason. The home run derbies were amazing. It was all licensed by MLB, so at the time in 2003, 2004, it had every single player that you could think of in that time. And if you ever want to see something hilarious and see some gameplay, look MLB Slugfest up online right now. You will not be disappointed. It is hilarious, and it is something I think would be just awesome in this day and age. Now, number 2, it's kind of going to go together, but it is Mario Super Strikers, Mario Super Sluggers. They've had a million sports games, every sport you could think of, but I think these are the 2 games that are just top notch of the Mario sports games in my opinion. Super Strikers, the soccer game, was awesome. You had power-ups in it, you had different teams that you could pick, a street football vibe of it. It had different maps, just like every Mario experience has, and it was awesome. It had the coolest different shots, team customization, everything at the time that I think was amazing. But the game that I think stands above them all in terms of the Mario sports games is Mario Super Sluggers. What a game. It had full worlds that you can go through battling. It had different pitches. Some were unhittable. Waluigi. You had everyone that you could think of in that. And you had your Diddy Kongs, Donkey Kong. You had Bowser. Those power hitters, those power sluggers. And you had the maps that you would think it's going to be a home run. Someone jump, hit the fence. You would have a pitch that, oh, you think you're going to crank. No, for some reason it slows up right before you're about to hit it, and then it goes in the strike zone. I think it is a peak Mario game and something that needs to be added or remastered in some aspect. I know it's a Nintendo exclusive, but with the Switch 2 coming out, I think it's something that you could add on. This is kind of a weird one, our third one, but it is WWE SmackDown versus Raw. If you never played SmackDown versus Raw, and hell, I'll even throw in WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I think those games, there's multiple SmackDown versus Raws, but the story modes in them at the time, you're going to look back at a lot of these and be like, the graphics are crap. That's just how it is. It's older games, but I think with the remaster, and I know they had really good 2Ks in the past. I think this last 2K was the best reviews of a wrestling video game in a while. But I think SmackDown versus Raw just has this aura behind it with the manager mode. If you've never watched Down with some of the WWE superstars that play video games on that channel, they've done a full series where they've done a manager mode and they're using money on people. It's actually really in depth for a wrestling video game. It is awesome. Some of the stuff you could do. Here Comes the Pain was awesome. You could attack people backstage. You could have backstage fights. They had the craziest cutscenes. They had everything you could think of in a wrestling game at the time. So many superstars. And I think it's just something that I know they have a lot of it in these new games, but I think the aura behind the SmackDown versus Raws with the manager mode and everything and how in depth it was at the time, I think it's something that they could just add more superstars, become more detailed about it. And it's something that I just think is missing in this day and age of games. Fourth, and it goes together, is NBA Street and NFL Street. And you know what? Throw FIFA Street in there. 3 games together, that franchise, amazing. NBA Street was my game. Played that on the GameCube. You need to look at some of the gameplay in it. The dunks you could do, the trash talk. I remember just saying in and out like a fast food restaurant all the time. Some of the stuff that just came out of those games was just awesome. You could literally beat the shit out of people in those games. In NBA Street, in NFL Street. FIFA Street was just kind of the crazy moves modeled off of some of the FIFA Streets and the street ball stuff in the past. And it was awesome. Just something you could really not even think about and just do these crazy moves. Multiplayer, well, 2-player, not multiplayer, but 2-player at the time was fun, playing against your siblings, playing against your friends down the street. A great time. And I think it's something with online, and again, thinking about all these games, I haven't even added online with all these games, is something that I think would just add so much more. And then lastly, this is the last one, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while. If you have never played MLB Bigs, you're missing out. Kind of similar to Slugfest, just you couldn't really fight, you couldn't do all that. But if you would knock a home run out, we're from St. Louis, so it would hit the clock on the top of Busch Stadium, it would knock it off. Hit in Houston Astros Park where they had the train, it would hit that and blow it up. Every time you would do some crazy stuff in that game, and it's something I think could be revisited with online, with some new manager modes, stuff like that, and just updates to all these games. Again, I went over small details of these games, but I think there's cool ideas, and one I didn't even add that's coming out in remastering, which I'm super excited for. It is gonna be fun for the time. It's small detailed, but Backyard Baseball is back. Comes out in the next few days. I think that's something that could be updated as well with the other Backyard Baseballs, where they added in the other players, pro players at the time. I remember I had David Ortiz on my team, even though I hate the Red Sox, but David Ortiz, I had A-Rod, I had all those guys. But I think it's something that could be added. Let me know sports games in the comments that you think should be remastered, re-looked at. We will talk about other games in the future that we think should come back, and things that could be exciting in the gaming world, as you know, there isn't really much drawing interest right now.